Hello everybody, welcome back to the show. We appreciate your patience, but we're finally here. It's the end of the trilogy. We're at the final stretch. It's Mass Effect 3.
This has been a long time coming, Barry, but where the hell is Donald? How could he be late now of all times?
I don't know. I thought I saw him here earlier, but he looked like he was setting something up.
We took a good while to get our ducks in a row. And then this guy is holding us up even longer. So much for being a man of the people.
I mean, we can wait. The audience has been very patient. One more day wouldn't hurt.
Nah, screw that. Load the game up now. If he's not here, I'm picking Sentinel, and he'll have no one but himself to blame.
Who in the f*** is Kamala Harris?
Bro, that is so fucking loud.
I told you all that wasn't about to happen.
Donald, turn that off. You want another term big deal? I did it too.
You two should be bowing at my feet. I secured us another 4 years in the White House. We will be finishing Mass Effect in D.C. Won't ever catch my ass in Delaware, if it even exists.
For the last time, Delaware is not a myth.
All right, okay, Donald, we get it, you won. Turn the music off. Besides, that isn't even an eagle screeching. It's a red-tailed hawk.
Why don't you hawk to a spit on that thing?
Oh my God.
I picked the wrong fucking day to take my meds, so I'd be alert for my episode.
Come on, I earned the right to do that, and you all know it.
Yeah, all right, dap me up, Donald. Welcome to the two-term club.
Yes, sir, that dap was heavenly, brother.
Barry, what the hell? Whose side are you on?
Like I've said before, I give props where they're due. Besides, I wasn't trying to go to Delaware either. Much better to play from the White House.
Can we get the damn episode started already, or are we going to keep glazing Donald?
We can get it started. There will be plenty of time to glaze me later.
All right, as you all know, Joe, Donald and I will be taking turns playing. I finished Mass Effect 2, so Joe will be starting us off in 3.
It's a crying shame you all have to be subjected to seeing Joe's Vanguard play first thing in the best Mass Effect game, but don't worry, next episode I'll give you all a show.
I think I might just surprise everyone.
It's time for a recap of the last 2 games' events. Firstly, Donald killed the Rachni Queen on Noveria.
That, along with my decision to kill the Council, are defining moments of this series.
I'd say the defining moment of the series is my rescuing of Cait.
That was not supposed to happen, and now I'm getting irritated just knowing I'm about to see that loser again.
Settle down, we gotta move on. We saved Malin's data, Rex survived Vermeer, destroyed the Geth heretics, and the Collector base. Every member of the squad survived the suicide mission.
I still feel like you should have sent Jacob into the vents.
It would have been a good laugh if nothing else.
Lastly, we didn't romance anyone in Mass Effect 1.
Which is something else that is Joe's fault.
I apologized already, besides we romanced Tali in Mass Effect 2, and most everyone likes that.
True enough, surely no one is going to ruin that, right?
Well, I won't. Ashley is dead and Samara is out of reach.
I won't either. I'm faithful to Tali.
Well, good. I feel we've beaten this romance drama like a dead horse.
Now we can argue about the endings.
No argument to have. We're picking destroy.
No, we're not.
Ah, my glorious King Barton Joe Shepard, looking as good as usual.
First, Miranda gets rid of our scar from Mass Effect 1. And now the scars we grew in Mass Effect 2 are gone. This game won't let us keep anything.
Well, they'll come back if we're renegade enough.
All right, Joe, don't bullshit me here. I had the fewest deaths in Mass Effect 2. It's time for Vanguard.
I'm perfectly fine with that.
I'm surprised to hear some confidence from you, Joe.
I wasn't just sleeping during this break. I hit the training room. I'm here to put in some work.
Oh boy, I can't wait to see this.
I guess that's why I heard Jill telling Michelle that you've been holed up in your room playing Mass Effect 3 over the past few weeks.
Well, now that my workload is starting to lighten up, I've got some time.
Bro, you're still the president for a couple months. The f*** you mean your workload is lightened up?
All right, to create a little lore here. When Barton Joe Shepard returned to Earth, he got outfitted with the L5N implant in preparation for the Reaper invasion. Sacrificing our technical expertise as a sentinel for the raw power of a Vanguard.
That's the way it's always should have been.
All right, moving on.
Now for a bonus power, any ideas?
Doesn't matter to me. The only powers I care about are Charge and Nova.
Barry, what would you recommend?
Well, Dark Channel synergizes well with Vanguard as you can prime a target with it, and then charge onto them, creating a biotic explosion, and when you kill your target Dark Channel, goes straight to anyone who's nearby, allowing you to do another explosion.
Not to undercut you, Barack, but you won't need Dark Channel if Javik is around.
That's true. Warp Ammo, Reeve, and Energy Drain also have their uses for Vanguards.
I think I like the idea of priming targets with Dark Channel and just chaining explosions over and over.
It's all you for this episode, Joe. Pick that if you want. We can always change it later.
All right, Dark Channel it is.
Just another power for me to ignore in favor of the dynamic duo.
All right, looks like we're finally ready.
Mass Effect 3 begins here.
How bad is it?
Bad. We just lost contact with 2 of our deep space outposts.
Well, things just started and we're already cooked. Great start to your presidency, Donald.
There's no way you can put this on me.
Is this what Shepard warned us about?
I'd stake my life on it.
It's about damn time someone started listening to us.
How long
Too bad it took until the Reapers arrived at our front door for it to happen.
I sent word. The fleet's immobilizing.
God help us all.
Nah, I don't think God is trying to tag into this one. We're on our own here.
Well, it's been 6 months since we defeated the Collectors, and we still have all for a clue on how we're going to stop the Reapers.
To make matters worse, we've been in detention for the past 6 months, too.
Bro, the leaders of the galaxy better have been strapping up every ship they have with the Thanix cannon.
The Thanix cannon does see widespread adoption in the Alliance by the time of the Reaper invasion, and the Volus dreadnought called Kunu has them too. We just won't actually get to see it in action.
Then it may as well not exist.
Ah, yes, after tearing down Mass Effect 2, it's time to start taking shots at 3.
Please, Mass Effect 3 clears 2 by a lot, even if it stumbled a little bit.
Not with this kid in the game, it doesn't. I'm getting mad already.
Without context, that sounds pretty bad, Joe.
Bro, why didn't you mod this little shit out of existence?
Because it's better content to have him around so we can make fun of him.
Does that mean you didn't tell Kai Lang to shut up?
I did not have Kai Lang turned into a nameless, faceless opponent.
Well, at least we'll get to tell some jokes.
The fact someone made that DLC is a bigger burn on Kai Lang than anything any of us could say.
It's time to meet our new squad mate, James Vega. He serves as the team's tank.
Vega, you might be the tank of the team, but we do not grant you the title of Krogan. You'll never be Rex or Grunt.
If you guys wouldn't mind, can we minimize the amount of time James is on screen? I'm worried Jill is going to tune in now that he's here.
If you're worried about that, you should be glad we're not going to your house. She might have ended up appearing to gawk at Vega.
And there's our GOAT, Admiral David Anderson. He got those dress blues on.
Admiral?
You look good, Shepard. Maybe a little soft around the edges.
Did he
How
just
you
call
holding
us
up
fat?
since being
What's
released?
Anderson doing out here anyway? He was working on the Citadel last we saw him. Regardless of whether you make him a counselor.
Anderson officially leaves the Citadel in Mass Effect Retribution to help Kaylee Sanders take a shot at Cerberus and to deal with Paul Grayson.
Something big's headed our way.
The Reapers?
We don't know, not for certain.
What else could it be?
If I knew that.
Holy shit, we're finally getting to pick a dialogue option.
Well, rest in peace, middle dialogue option. You were mostly useless.
This was definitely a sore spot for a lot of people when Mass Effect 3 came out and remains so even today.
Unless we're planning to talk.
You lose a lot of control over the things Shepard says, though I will say Donald has a point. The middle dialogue option was mostly redundant a lot of the time.
Hell, you spoke to one, then blew the damn thing up.
We've really stolen Joker's valor for killing Sovereign.
Don't worry, we'll get plenty of time to blow up Reapers
You know more about this
ourselves.
enemy than anyone.
That why they grounded me? Took away my ship?
Grounding Shepard has to be the biggest L.
When you blew up the Batarian relay, hundreds of thousands of Batarians died.
Yeah, I know. I wish I'd gotten more to Anderson, but I don't think inadequate killing of Batarians is cause to ground
So
us.
does the
What does Anderson say to you if you didn't have or do the arrival mission?
He says some generic bull about the Shepard has done getting any other soldier court-martialed. Presumably this refers to working with Cerberus, but it could honestly be any of the things we can do.
Barack, I've seen some things about the default Mass Effect 3 where you don't import a save, and it doesn't look good.
Very true, we'll go over how Mass Effect 3 looks if you don't import a save over the playthrough.
Why would you not import a save?
Mass Effect 3 was a lot of people's first Mass Effect. I know that seems odd, but the game was coming off the heels of Mass Effect 2, which was critically acclaimed, so it pulled a lot of new people.
Oh my God, bro, why in the f is he alive?
Donald, get over it. You have to move on.
If it makes you feel better, Donald, if you don't import a save to Mass Effect 3, the game defaults to Ashley being alive.
Not gonna lie, Barack, all that did was make me angrier.
Oh, well, I tried.
Major.
You hadn't heard?
I've always been confused. Does Caden outrank us now, or what?
Alliance ranks are really odd and are clearly not thought out, but it's worth saying that Major is a rank in the Marines while Commander Shepard would be Navy. So technically, Caden is the Marine equivalent of Shepard in Mass Effect 1.
Why do you say in Mass Effect 1 did Shepard get a promotion too?
It seems that way. In Mass Effect 1, Shepard is stated to be a lieutenant commander, but when we're customizing Shepard in 3, their rank is abbreviated as CDR for commander and not LCDR. So Shepard would be higher in the Navy than Caden is in the Marines. This was likely done because Ashley ends up becoming a lieutenant commander by 3.
Ashley going all the way up to lieutenant commander was kind of crazy.
Ashley was always a standout soldier and was held back because of her family baggage. That's just her getting what she deserves.
Admiral Anderson. Shepard.
All right, no time to waste here. We're back with the Cut Content Corner.
And here we go.
The return of the yappening, bro, couldn't even wait 10 minutes.
Shepard was intended to have a trial for collaborating with Cerberus, or over destroying the Bahak system if you played the arrival mission.
We literally brought back the elusive man's state-of-the-art ship, and they still wanted to arrest us.
You wouldn't want to be my lawyer here. I'm owning the destruction of the Bahak system until the day I die.
Donald, I don't think anyone wants to be your lawyer in general. Anyway, the trial would of course be interrupted by the Reaper invasion.
Then, how do we stop them?
It's a bit late to be asking that question.
Stop them. This isn't about strategy or tactics. This is about survival.
They're really not letting us pick dialogue
The
options.
Reapers are more advanced than we are. more powerful, more intelligent. They don't fear us, and they'll never take pity on us.
We're not inspiring a lot of confidence here.
Well, what the f do you want Bard and Joe Shepard to say? The time to prepare was 2.5 years ago when we stopped Sovereign. We got nothing but the concept of thoughts and prayers right now.
That's it? That's our plan?
Well, what else do you want,
Admiral,
bald man?
We've lost contact with Luna Base.
Well, we're screwed.
The moon? It couldn't be that close already.
The Reapers literally just flew past or through anything that was in the way.
UK headquarters
I'll probably elaborate more on the events of the Reaper War later.
Well, I could tell that was from the UK because I couldn't understand a word that dude said.
Damn, didn't they just get past Luna? How are they already running a fade on Earth?
The Reapers were just flying around at FTL speed nonstop. It would take under a second for them to jump from the moon to Earth.
Why haven't we heard from Admiral Hackett?
Right now, Hackett is up there fighting the battle of his life.
By now, the Reapers have eviscerated Hackett's fleet.
I'll tell you what to do. Build a time machine and go back in time so we can actually prepare for things.
The only thing we can. We fight, or we die.
We should get to the Normandy.
Sounds like death is coming right now as we speak.
Yeah, for the committee, maybe we'll be fine.
This would be a good time to remind you all that this takes place in Vancouver. So rest in peace, Canadian viewers.
That's what I like to see. Hold the L, Canadians.
Though it is worth pointing out that in Mass Effect, the USA, Canada, and Mexico have merged into one nation, so we're all kind of getting f***ed up here.
What made them settle on Vancouver anyway?
Other cities like Hong Kong and Rio were considered, but BioWare, being a Canadian company, went with a Canadian city. Plus, they had just hosted the 2010 Winter Olympics. According to Derek Watts, Mass Effect 3's art director, they centered Mass Effect's Vancouver on Canada Place, with architecture and infrastructure that ran up to Mount Seymour,
We've got to get moving.
and adding bridges over Burrard Inlet.
I don't know what any of those places are.
That's for the Canadian viewers. I figured they were due some attention since we're watching it get clapped.
Well, if it's any consolation, wasn't there something about California getting smoked too?
Yes, to refresh you on what happened to Emily Wong, when the Reapers land in El Monte, California, Emily realizes her broadcast is luring the Reapers. When she tries to escape, she's shot, and without any options left, she rams her sky car into a descending Reaper.
Whoa, wait, what the fuck? Is that Harbinger right there?
Yep, that would be courtesy of the Harbinger Overhaul mod. Joe, you're going to want to stop and level up real quick.
Good call, Barry. Oh my God, what in the fresh hell is this?
Oh, right, if you switch classes, you'll have to reallocate all your skill points.
I don't know what to do here.
Move, Joe, I'll take care of things.
You better actually know what you're doing.
Who do you think you're talking to? I got it set up right.
Of course, you max charge and Nova first.
You really think I'd prioritize anything else?
I've no qualms with what Donald did. It'll be interesting to see how different we all play here.
Let's move.
Man, this is a really bad look.
If you take a look at the street, you can see people running for their lives.
You're right, but why are they going towards the Reaper?
There's probably another one in the other direction.
Am I crazy, but that area down there didn't have people or cars originally.
There were people in the original version, but the diversification mod added more detail to make Vancouver look like a city.
Bro, we're gonna be stuck not knowing if something is a mod or originally in the game.
I guess that's a testament to how well some of these mods organically integrate themselves.
Well, I'll probably stop pointing out every instance of a mod from here on. I'll let you all at home figure it out. It can be a game of sorts.
Hey, Barack, I saw a pretty interesting Codex update just now, something about the fall of Karshan. I'm gonna need you to elaborate on that.
I'd be more than happy to. As you all know, the Reapers took their first shot at the Batarians when they finally made it into the Milky Way.
I guess there is some good news in all this.
Before I can talk about the fall of Karshan, we'll need to start with where the Batarian downfall began. The Reapers made their first stop in the Vueler system, home to two Batarian worlds known as Airsbat and Vanna. The first one was a wealthy colony rich in farmland, minerals, and manufacturing. Not a lot of information gets out, but things don't look good. The indoctrinated Batarian officials of Airsbat are offering rewards for every living body brought to labor camps, slaves or not. With the state under their control, the Reapers are able to go house to find resistance members, and entire cities have been reduced to columns of smoke. The citizens of the planet Vanna arguably got it even worse. The colony is on a world with a thin atmosphere, so it's made up of domed cities. Instead of indoctrinating them, The Reapers just punched holes into the domes and left the occupants to asphyxiate.
Hearing this is putting me in a pretty good mood. I'm not even mad about Caden being alive anymore.
To begrudgingly give the Batarians some credit, they didn't go down without putting up a fight. At the third Vueler planet known as Azamir, which is a gas giant used for helium-3 refueling, the Batarian Navy was able to destroy several destroyer-class Reapers, buying time for some civilian ships to escape. Of course, the Navy would have still been destroyed.
Barry, as nice as this story time is, I think a figment of our imagination is about to interrupt you.
It's bad enough this kid is going to ruin the game. Now it's interrupting my yapping sessions.
What kind of gigantic-ass air vent is that?
You know, air ducts are incredibly filthy, filled with dust, bugs, and rodents.
Everyone's dying.
Yeah, well, if you're actually real, then I've got some bad news for you.
Joe, you're probably right about this brat being imaginary, because how in the hell did he even get up here?
Come on, you've got to get out of here.
Or stay there, I don't really care which. You can be like the duct rats on the Citadel.
Joe, I think a lot of those kids die in the ducks.
Oh well, we tried our best.
All right, Barack, I'm going to need you to finish talking about how the Batarians get clapped. I'm real close to finishing here.
Jesus Christ, Donald. We just started the playthrough.
Donald, I'm not going to finish story time if you're going to be weird about it.
Okay, fine. All right, I'll behave myself.
After the Vueler system falls, the Batarian Department of Information Control tries to blame the radio silence from the colonies there on space weather. It ultimately doesn't matter, as within a galactic day, the Sovereign-class Reapers make it to Harsa, the home system of the Batarians. The response to the Reapers' invasion of Karshan was uncoordinated. The Minister of Information took to the extranet to announce that the Reapers were destroying all space traffic around the planet, but the Minister of Defense declared that there was no need to panic, clearly indicating that they were indoctrinated.
We knew they were coming.
Karshan's convoys were destroyed, and nothing but an ominous silence has persisted since.
Damn, I was hoping for some more horror stories of what the Reapers did to them.
Donald, you sound like you want the Reapers to win.
No, I very much look forward to watching the Reapers fall over and die, but I'll be damned if I'm not going to celebrate the Batarians getting wiped off the scoreboard after all the nonsense they've put Shepard and Talitha through.
The Batarians really wouldn't have been much help to us anyway. Their government had a power struggle between those that are indoctrinated and those that aren't. We wouldn't have been able to trust anyone coming from there.
That's not too different from normal, to be honest.
I suppose it isn't all bad news, though. The Reaper invasion has dealt a death blow to the current Batarian empire built on the back of slavery. Batarian refugees claim that the resistance has created a bond among the commoners. If the Batarians can survive, and their government born anew, these bonds may sustain into their new society.
They can change all they want, I'm still going to hate him.
It would be nice to see the Batarians not be complete pariahs in Mass Effect Epsilon, though I wouldn't hold out much hope for it.
And in other news, there's a goddamn Reaper landing right in front of us.
Set up a spaceport. ETA 3 minutes.
It's a really good thing the Reaper horn noise doesn't deafen us.
So you'll note that Caden said the Reaper is about to take out the Dreadnought. There's actually a few issues with this. In the unmodded version of the game, what Caden calls a Dreadnought is actually an Alliance cruiser. BioWare did actually notice this mistake, but it was too late to record new dialogue or replace the ship in the scene.
Joe, you think you're doing anything with that pea shooter?
I just want to help out.
This is absolute f***ing cinema.
Damn, now I see why you like explosions so much. That was incredibly satisfying.
I'm a little bricked up over that. Not gonna lie.
I think a bunch of Alliance people died, Barry.
Oh, so when I get bricked up over Batarians getting slaughtered, I'm weird, but when you do it for explosions, it's all good.
You know what? You're right. Where was I?
You were talking about the lore inconsistency with the Dreadnought that blew up just now.
Right, of course. Thank you, Joe.
What kind of bizarro world episode is this where Joe is the one reminding Barack of stuff?
The diversification mod does replace the cruiser with a Dreadnought to match the Vermeer survivors dialogue. However, this still leaves a small lore inconsistency, as Dreadnoughts are too massive to be safely landed on a planet. This is something Emily Wong points out in the Soul Comms reports.
I mean, Reapers are bigger than Dreadnoughts and they land on planets.
Those are Reapers, Joe. Of course, they can do impossible stuff.
The Reapers likely have powerful mass effect fields that reduce their mass when they land and take off, which would be consistent with Sovereign turning so quickly that it would shear any Alliance ship apart, according to Joker.
Is Dark Channel even doing anything?
Of course, it's very weak. Donald didn't level it.
You don't need Dark Channel, just spam charge and Nova like a real Vanguard.
I'm good. I need to get my average deaths down.
We're not even competing for anything.
I took too many L's last time, and you've been winning a bit more often than I like.
Dude is salty about my wins in the game and electorally.
You know, Donald, it's nice to be smug about your win, but you still technically never beat Joe. Your record against him is 0-1.
That's because the bitch quit when he realized he was cooked. It's like when motherfuckers who play Super Broly disconnect when you don't let them use Instant Spark.
Speaking of which, I saw the Game Award nominees have been announced and Sparking Zero isn't there.
Of course it's not. They'll never nominate a fighting game that isn't Smash, especially because Sparking is also anime.
It's kind of crazy we started this playthrough talking about the Game Awards of 2023. And now, here we are doing it again for the final game in 2024. Anyway, I'm pretty sure either Rebirth or Astrobot is going to win.
You think Shadow of the Erd Tree is letting that slide?
I don't like it. How the hell is a DLC being nominated?
You're just mad you could never make it past Renala.
Joe definitely isn't alone on that. The decision to nominate Shadow of the Erd Tree has been incredibly divisive. On one hand, it's a DLC, and you need the game from 2022 to play it. On the other hand, I'm sure a lot of people would argue Erd Tree was the best gaming experience of the year, and would therefore be Game of the Year to them, at least. No matter what wins, it doesn't really matter that much.
You're only saying that because you know Black Myth Wukong isn't winning.
I'll admit I let the hype of Wukong get to my head. It's a good game, but Astrobot clears it if you ask me.
Joe, get your ass in there and charge already. This is the goddamn tutorial.
All right, fine, goddammit.
I can't believe you're too scared to charge basic enemies like the cannibals. It's not like you're fighting a brute or a banshee.
Barry gave me the goal of getting my average deaths lower, and I want to do it.
Well, I can't fault you for being cautious here. 3 has its own fair share of difficulty. Namely, your health and barrier bars are separate.
Holy shit, they are.
Joe, did you seriously not know that?
Of course he didn't. The dude plays the game on the lowest difficulties. He doesn't need to worry about looking at the health bar.
Well, yes, the bars are separate. You'll only recover up to whatever current bar of health you have. To fully restore it, you'll need MIDI gel.
It never really did make sense that your health would regenerate as if it's a part of your kinetics.
That's a fault of Mass Effect 2. In Mass Effect 1, health regeneration came from either the Soldier's Class passive or from the First Aid interface mods.
One more thing I gotta worry about now if I don't want 19 more deaths.
Not gonna lie, Reaper forces flying in from orbit like that has always been kind of cold.
Holy shit. I'm surprised, Joe, you remembered that all you have to do is empty your guns for this section to end.
That was one thing I kept in mind. Not about to risk dying here just for the extraction to be scripted anyway.
I guess the break was worth it after all if it sharpened you up a little. Maybe Mass Effect 3 won't be such a massive train wreck, but I wouldn't hold out much hope. This is you we're talking about after all. Competency comes and goes.
Well, I'm rooting for you this time, Joe, now that there isn't any underlying beef between us.
Thanks, Barry. You know, I don't think I apologized for snitching on you to Michelle. That was wrong of me. I apologize.
Oh, I forgot about that mess a while ago. Water under the bridge.
If you two are done being all lovey-dovey, our beloved Normandy is back.
It's still crazy that we just ran off with the Normandy SR2 like it was nothing. The elusive man gotta be mad as hell.
It would be really bad for Reaper just came down and crushed the Normandy.
That would make it a pretty short war.
Well, there is a third Normandy out there somewhere. If you recall the SSV Angeloute, the other Normandy-class frigate, we could also lean on that ship.
What the hell is that Normandy and its crew doing? We're the ones doing all the work.
No clue. Beyond attacking that Batarian colony in 2185, there's no news on it.
That's literal D-list activities. Maybe they have the Angeloute in dry dock in case something happens to the SR2. You know, kind of like how Cerberus made that clone for extra parts.
You just reminded me we're going to end up seeing the clone soon.
I'm not going.
For God's sake, Anderson, can we have you on our team one damn time?
Our departure from Anderson here does sort of break the trend of BioWare games, starting you off with a squad mate that is killed early on and immediately replaced with someone else. At least for now, anyway.
Admiral Anderson is just too goated to be killed like that loser Wilson.
Talk to the council. Convince them to help us.
Anderson, my guy,
What if they won't
we've been
listen?
trying to convince the council to help for 2 games now.
Oh, they'll listen. We'll have to bend over backwards, but they'll listen when the Reapers start obliterating their people.
Consider yourself reinstated.
So this is probably when Shepard gets promoted from lieutenant commander to commander, a bit unofficial. But I don't think we have the luxury of worrying about formalities.
The classic turn away, and then turn back, and then say good luck moment.
Hey kid, give them hell.
You too, Shepard.
Give them hell.
Fucking hell, this scene just ain't right when this piece of plywood is here instead of Ashley.
Donald, for crying out loud, the entire population of Earth is under siege, and you're stun locked on Caden as if he's the one responsible.
Well, maybe it is his fault. If Ashley were here, maybe the Reapers wouldn't show up.
You're completely delusional.
Can you guys save this bit for another time? One of the best songs in the trilogy is playing right now.
I'm rooting for the Reaper here.
This kid has to be a figment of Shepard's conscience or something, because why is no one helping him?
He's also, like, literally the only child we see in the entire trilogy.
Well, if he was real, he's not anymore.
Just so we're clear here, we don't hate kids. We just don't like that one specifically.
Thanks for the damage control, Barack.
I wonder how Anderson made it past that Reaper.
BioWare really thought they could make us feel sad by showing some kid we have no connection with get smoked by a Reaper. If they really wanted to stab us in the gut, they should have shown Anderson getting lasered as we take off.
I respect your take there, Donald. But boy, am I glad you didn't write the game.
It would be a tough pill to swallow, but Donald kind of cooked with that one. Imagine this song ramping up as we fly away, but instead of some random kid dying, it's Anderson. They would really sell the hopeless reality of the Reaper War. After all the talk about leading the people on the ground, Anderson dies immediately.
I feel like watching all this death and destruction already sells how hopeless things are. But I guess there's some truth to what you two are saying.
For all of the issues we have with Mass Effect 3 and with the current state of BioWare, I think we can all agree that this opening is one of the best in gaming.
I'm not even going to fight you on that one. This clears the death of Shepard by a pretty decent margin.
I desperately want to believe BioWare can make Mass Effect great again, but deep inside, I know the best we can hope for is something about as good as Andromeda.
Hey! We're leaving. Leaving?
Goddamn Vega, how old are you with that voice crack?
Careful, Joe, you're talking a lot of shit at a guy who could break you in half.
He just doesn't like that his wife likes the guy.
You didn't order us to leave?
Well, he did cry about it.
We don't have a choice. Without help, this war's already over. Forget it. Drop me off.
I like you, James, but if you go back to Earth, you're getting
Don't you
fried.
think I'd rather stay and fight? We're going to the Citadel. You want out, you can catch a ride back from there.
All right, I forgot Vega had a bit of a rough start in the game.
Where the hell did this guy come from, and why is he here?
So sometime after the incident on Fel Prime, James starts living on Omega. When a television broadcast starts going over Shepard's actions from the Arrival DLC, Vega gets upset and destroys the TV. This starts a fight with some Batarians. As Vega is escaping, he runs into Admiral Anderson. So Admiral Anderson promptly orders James to clean himself up, as he has a job for the lieutenant. Vega refuses, as he's still feeling the guilt from losing his entire unit. However, he clearly changed his mind when Anderson told him his job was guarding Commander Shepard, who was being held in Alliance custody in the brig.
Were you telling me Vega was our prison guard?
Yep, exactly.
They really think a grunt like Vega could stop us.
I mean, Vega's built, you can't lie, fighting him man-to-man wouldn't be easy.
I have little doubt that Shepard could beat Vega if necessary. But it's worth remembering that Vega will get an N7 offer later in the game. He has to be a top percentile soldier for even just that much. According to the Codex, even qualifying for N1 elevates an officer to a position of respect.
This is loco.
Hi, Loco, this is Dad.
Joe, you are way past making dad jokes.
Well, for him, it would be great-great-granddad jokes.
Calm down, bro. My first great-grandchild isn't even born yet.
Grab your gear.
We're hitting up Mars.
Mars was once the most popular planet to humanity, now left as nothing but a giant dust bowl.
Mars has an interesting history in Mass Effect, especially considering a lot of it happens in this very century. The first manned research stations were placed in the 2080s, less than 60 years from where we're at today. And the first permanent settlement, the capital Lowell, was founded in 2103, 79 years from now. It was founded by the European Space Agency. Funny enough, 2103 is also the same year the first Martian colonies were founded in the Star Trek universe.
Ain't no damn way we let the Europeans beat us to Mars.
Well, both the US and China were quick to follow, setting up their own settlements within the decade.
I guess we can't win every space race. We made it to the moon first.
That's crazy. Even the Reapers aren't f***ing with Mars.
According to Mass Effect, there are only 3.4 million people on Mars. I'm guessing harvesting or killing the population isn't exactly a priority when Earth is right next door.
Damn, I can't blame people for not wanting to live on Mars. Looks like Mad Max out here.
With only a trace amount of atmosphere living on Mars would be pretty rough. You'd be stuck inside buildings or need an exosuit.
If the lack of a proper atmosphere doesn't scare you away from Mars, I think the giant wall of dust and dirt will do the trick.
Few more notes on the history of Mars. Satellites near Prometheus Planum were recording some strange activity, giving the area a Bermuda Triangle reputation. In reality, these disturbances were caused by the underground Prothean ruins, which were discovered in 2148 by a prospecting team led by Matias Silva. In the ruins contained a malfunctioning Mass Effect core, several starships, and refined Element Zero. After global cooperation, the ruins' computers were translated. This revealed former observation and bioscience stations that proved the Protheans studied the first humans to settle Europe.
I guess it came full circle with the European Space Agency being the first to settle Mars.
The Mars ruins led the way for the development of FTL drives and Mass Effect field technology. However, some of the refined Element Zero in the ruins fell into less than responsible hands. Some criminal triads on Mars got their hands on some EZO and used it to create the drug red sand.
We found a new substance and immediately used it to create a highly addictive drug.
It's too bad. Batarians are known to buy red sand addicts as slaves when the addict can no longer afford to support their habit. This is probably why Helena Blake takes an issue with her business partners being involved with red sand dealings.
And I've grown all the more happy that the Batarians have been beaten within an inch of their lives.
All right, Joe, you're finally out of the tutorial. Let's see what you've got.
He's already f***ing up. The first ability you used wasn't charge. And what the hell are you using the pea shooter for? Whip out the shotgun and get in there. This is not the Vanguard gameplay we came here for.
Get off my back, Donald. I'll charge when I'm damn well ready to.
Relax, Donald. Joe's starting to turn up the heat a little bit.
He's still only using that damn M3 Predator.
I've wanted to use pistols since the first game. But you two maxed out the shotgun and we got shoehorned into using the Casa Locustin too. Now's my time to use the gun I want.
Your movement could use some work, but I do think I see what you're trying to go for here.
Yeah, he's going for putting the audience to sleep. Don't worry, I'll show all of you what Vanguard is like properly next episode.
Boy, it sure would be hilarious if it turns out you're dog at it, Donald.
I put the man in man guard. You best not doubt my skill.
Barry, have you ever seen Donald play Mass Effect 3?
I left a copy of it in the White House after I left it, but all he did was spam text the words charge and Nova over and over again. So I blocked him until the 2020 election cycle.
Wait, so you didn't see the following text I sent you?
No, and I'm willing to bet it was nothing but 1,000 more charge and Nova messages.
That's where you're wrong. I started mixing in a few shotgun shots too.
But you have to admit, it's a bit, convenient.
They really had to drag the Vermeer survivor distrusting Shepard like this.
This is definitely where it starts to get old.
I guess killing the collectors and destroying the base, stealing the elusive man's ship, and turning ourselves in didn't count for much. Yes, he's starting fights with charge now.
Anything to keep you from yapping about it.
But no Nova follow-up. I even picked the half-blast evolution specifically so you wouldn't be scared to use it.
I appreciate the consideration, but I'm trying to do things my way.
What you're doing will work for now, Joe. But you know your next episode is going to be Grissom Academy, right? I'm not too confident you'll have a good time.
Just trust me, after we get a few more levels and I can get a pistol or SMG that's worth anything and I'll be in business.
He sounds like he has some kind of plan. Mind you, his last great idea was to attempt running in 2024 when his brain was leaking out his ears.
Well, I'm feeling like a betting man, so I'll say Joe will only die twice on the Grissom Academy mission.
Twice you're out of your mind, bro. Is getting at least 5 in the atrium by itself.
Well, I say I won't die at all.
Okay, well, what are we betting?
Old-fashioned money bet. What do you say to $100?
What's wrong, Barack? You're number 4 in net worth, right? Afraid to drop some real dollars down?
Well, hold on now. Let's not get crazy.
Joe, contrary to popular belief, you're not exactly broke either. This isn't going to break the bank for you. All right, we're betting an entire band on this.
Oh, I can handle that.
That's a drop in the bucket for me, but fine, I'll accommodate for you two poors.
And I have no idea why they're here now or what they want. Commander Shepard's been under constant surveillance since coming back to Earth. No way they've communicated since.
Also, we just killed like 2 separate squads. It would be kind of crazy for us to be undercover for Cerberus.
You're using too much logic.
Now's a good time to mention that how you handle the Vermeer survivor will cause you to gain or lose points in favor of determining their trust level for the climax of priority Citadel 2. Since we're looking at Caden, who was not romanceable in 1, we start out with 0 trust points. Joe picked the nice dialogue just now, so we've gained a point. However, Donald's decision to kill the Council loses a point, dropping us back to 0.
Why is everything a goddamn math problem?
Oh, sweet mama, it's a beautiful blue beauty.
What the hell are these Cerberus guys aiming at?
Legit stormtrooper aim going on right here.
You'll notice the Cerberus troopers are using the M25 Hornet, which is the standard Cerberus gun. That's a change from the diversification mod. They were originally using the Maddock.
I guess that's why they're somehow firing the Hornet as if it's a single round gun when it's supposed to shoot in a 3-round burst.
Well, it's a good thing they're missing. This is a cutscene, so even one bullet would break Liara's biotic barrier and kill her instantly.
What kind of fucking M3 Predator is she packing that is instantly dropping Cerberus troopers like that?
All guns get a 100% buff in cutscenes.
Man, Liara has come a long way from the girl who cowered from a Krogan warlord on Thurum. Casually double-tapped on those clowns.
Vega was about to fuck around and find out.
Shepard, thank the goddess you're alive.
No, Liara, thank the goddess for blessing my eyes with your presence.
Donald, we're committed to Tali.
Yes, I am aware, but I'm allowed to let my eyes wander.
Donald, I've got my eye on you. Don't do anything that the rest of us will regret.
You guys are overreacting.
I don't know, man. You don't have the best history with being faithful.
I am not hearing that from you after everything you've done in these videos.
Hackett ordered us to come. Said you'd know what was going on.
I do.
Goddamn, oh my fucking god, bro, Liara is so bad.
Donald down, heel boy.
I cannot believe we've come this far after everything that happened in Mass Effect 1. Just for you to turn around and start simping for the character I originally wanted to romance.
I never said I didn't like Liara. I just had my eyes on Ashley. If she were still alive, I wouldn't be acting like this.
Cap.
That's definitely Cap.
Process of elimination mixed with a little desperation.
Desperation is a nice way of saying they made it up last second.
Out of all the shit to miss in the Mars archives, the massive super weapon somehow went unnoticed.
Yeah, even I can't defend this one. Barack, how did Liara find the Crucible data?
In the Mass Effect homeworlds, comic Liara starts desperately searching for a way to stop the Reapers, which is what Shepard should have been doing in Mass Effect 2, but I'll set that aside. After following a lead on Thessia, which didn't turn up anything, Liara is directed to Kaj since it has more vast Prothean ruins, which are underwater. She has a run-in with Cerberus and a projection of the elusive man too, but that's not important. Liara finds some encryption keys for other Prothean archives. After getting past Cerberus, she informs Admiral Hackett of her lead and asks for access to a top-secret facility on Mars, and here we are.
They really made Liara the most plot-relevant squad mate for no reason.
To be fair, she was already more important than everyone else on the squad, besides Tali and Miranda.
Not only did we need Liara to understand the Prothean beacon and to find the blueprints to the Crucible, but her time capsule is what leads to the Reaper's defeat in the refusal ending.
They really got her out here doing everything.
The Protheans came close to defeating the Reapers. They had plans to destroy them, but ran out of time.
Feels like we're pretty much out of time as it is.
It is a bit hard to believe we could build a massive device like the Crucible in secret without the Reapers catching wind of it.
We've got company.
Bring it on.
No, Vega, this one is for the OGs.
What?
Get back to the shuttle. If Cerberus beats us to the archives, I need you covering the exits.
Or we could have the Normandy covering the exits instead.
Now, Lieutenant.
All right, now's a good time to jump into some more cut content.
Oh yay, more things that didn't make it into the game.
In the early concept for the Mars mission, Shepard, James, and the Vermeer Survivor would also have an Alliance multi-purpose bot for gaining access to the research facility. Liara would also tell us that she had orders to access the facility on her own if Shepard wasn't able to get out of Alliance lockup.
I guess that means Liara would have been the one trying to pull the entire galaxy together if Shepard couldn't.
You think Liara would have had an easier or harder time?
It depends on the task. Liara can get resources moving to help the war and build the Crucible, and she would probably have a better chance convincing the Council. I think she would struggle with dealing with some of the major conflicts, though, mainly the Tuchanka and Rannoch sections.
I like to believe she would cure the genophage and then destroy the Geth.
You're crazy. She would sabotage the cure and then get peace on Rannoch.
Given Liara's desperation, she would do whatever nets the most resources.
This does kind of make me wonder what ending each squad mate would pick in Shepard's position.
I think Liara is picking synthesis. I don't think an academic like her would pass up the opportunity to have access to all the knowledge the Reapers hold.
I know my boys Rex and Grunt are with me in picking Destroy.
Well, yeah, they're both too dumb to understand the benefits of synthesis.
I'll feed you to Grunt if you call him dumb again.
I think Morden would also pick synthesis.
It's time for the pointless sneak attack mechanic that you really don't need to use ever again.
Yeah, but it's pretty cool. Whoa, what the f***?
Bro's body shot back up like that Geno scene from One Punch Man.
I was reacting to the Cerberus trooper that spawned behind me out of nowhere.
Barack, you're oddly quiet, run out of steam?
Sorry, I was waiting to interject on what Joe said about Morden picking synthesis. Morden is definitely a control guy. He disagrees with forcing evolution like what Solarians did with the Krogan, but wouldn't be above taking control of the Reapers himself if he thought he had good reason to.
I guess that's true.
You think anyone would pick refusal deliberately?
I can see Aight doing it, and then somehow being the sole survivor of the extinction, because that's how all his stories usually end.
Bro would be like, this doesn't make any goddamn sense, and then just shoot the catalyst.
Classic old man behavior.
The old man aside, the fact that the entire Mass Effect 2 squad supports destroying the Collector base suggests most of our companions would favor the red option. Though I bet Legion would change their tune once they learn all the Geth will die too. ED would also probably not favor destroy.
I think Kasumi would depend on what you did at the end of her loyalty mission. Destroy the gray box's data, and she'll favor destroy. Keep it, and she'll probably want synthesis.
A surprisingly decent observation from you.
I'm surprised to hear you even talk about that, Joe, considering Kasumi would get to be with her dead ex again.
It is what it is.
I'll be damned, character development. He doesn't even care anymore.
You made me watch the hookup with Jack, and it really doesn't get worse than that.
I'm glad I won't have to hear any more yapping about how much you hate Keiji Okuda ever again.
Well, finally, an SMG, just what I was looking for.
Joe, what the hell are you cooking?
You're ditching the shotgun for an SMG on Vanguard of all classes?
Yeah, it's what I want to use.
But that's the goddamn shuriken, it's ass.
The katana isn't exactly the best gun either.
No, but it's better than the Shuriken or Predator. But you know what? Do whatever you want, Joe.
I think I will, thank you.
You're definitely going to die over and over again on Grissom Academy.
Well, that's enough scrutinizing Joe's gameplay decisions. I've got something else for story time.
We were right, Joe. The yaps are going to get crazier.
We went over the fall of Kar-Shan, so I suppose it's fair to go over the fall of Earth next.
We don't have to be fair to the Batarians, but go off, I guess.
The Alliance knew that the first wave of Reapers would come from Batarian space. Despite that, humanity was woefully unprepared for the speed and scale of the attack. The Reapers made their first stops at Eden Prime and Terra Nova.
Goddamn, I guess those two planets just can't catch a break.
I'm glad we went out of our way to help those planets.
The Reapers landed on Terra Nova, bypassing the Alliance's 6th Fleet. Instead of engaging the Reapers directly, Admiral Hackett ordered them to retreat and lay in reserve.
Damn, we left Terra Nova out to dry.
That's a tough call, but probably a wise decision.
Luckily for the people of Terra Nova, the Reaper force there is light. However, there is debate over whether to try to liberate the planet. The Alliance fears action there could prompt the Reapers to send reinforcements. Similar to Terra Nova, the Reapers also bypassed the Alliance's 7th Fleet, which was stationed over Eden Prime. Eden Prime has been impacted by the war, though. Fires burn across the arable land, and its monorail system has been turned to twisted metal. That, on top of the Cerberus attack, means Eden Prime is really going through it.
It seems like the Reapers said, "F*** all of our colonies," and ran straight to Earth.
Yeah, pretty much. The Reapers kept pushing until they made it to Arcturus Station. There they battled the Alliance's 2nd, 3rd, and 5th Fleets. The Alliance did their best to defend the station from a dozen Reaper capital ships, but more and more followed through the mass relay. Admiral Hackett made the call to abandon Arcturus, sacrificing the 2nd Fleet so that the 3rd and 5th Fleets could escape. Arcturus Station was destroyed, becoming a graveyard for 45,000 people.
Damn, this is getting kind of sad.
Yeah, story time isn't so fun when it's humanity getting smoked.
I'll take a break here and let you all process how badly we're getting spanked.
I've never really understood what Arcturus was anyway.
Arcturus Station is, or I guess was, the headquarters of the Alliance and sits at the nexus of several mass relays, guarding the one that leads to Earth. The station has, had a permanent population of 45,000, and it's also where Joker grew up before joining flight school.
Our security protocols just kicked in. Everything's locked down. Doctor, I'll get you a report as soon as...
That guy sounded really surprised there, practically gasped all the air out of the room.
I'd be pretty shocked, too, if the hot doctor showed up and just started blasting.
The helmets those guys were wearing did absolutely f*** all.
I guess we know how Cerberus got in.
All right, Barry, I think I'm ready to hear how badly Earth got throttled.
Okay, it's going to hit close to home for some people. You good, Donald?
I'm ready, bring it on.
All right, the first thing the Reapers did was destroy Earth's comm buoys. The Reaper destroyers then went on to wipe out all of the GPS and communication satellites in Earth's orbit, and then moved on to cut the undersea fiber optic cables that linked the continents.
Those bastards, they got rid of my television and my access to the hub.
The hub isn't so free now, I guess.
The only thing keeping humanity linked at this point are outdated radio towers and a few quantum entanglement
There's
communicators.
so much at stake.
However, communication is so limited that the fate of entire nations is unknown. The Capital Reaper ships have bombarded defense installations and industrial centers, wiping out entire cities with populations in the low millions. The cities include, but are not limited to, Adelaide, Australia, Hamburg, Germany, Al Jubail, Saudi Arabia, and Fort Worth, Texas.
Oh no, they blew up the hamburger place.
Damn well, if you plan on being alive in any of those places in the year 2186, you might want to change your mind.
You know, someone born in 2024 would be 162 in 2186. And it's said that the first person to live to be 150 is potentially already alive, so that isn't entirely crazy. But I digress. The Reaper destroyers go on to descend into the atmosphere to melt roads and capture population centers with minimal loss of life.
The Reapers are sparing some people?
I would use the term spare loosely here.
Yeah, make no mistake, the Reapers are just hurting survivors to make the harvest easier. Well, there you have it. That's the fall of Earth.
That story sucked, Barry. I didn't like any of that at all.
Okay, wait a minute. That was actually sick as hell.
3 biotic explosions is not what I thought would happen there, but I'm not complaining.
Well, Caden's Reeve ability has the radius evolution for rank 4, which is why it affected both of those Cerberus troopers. Not sure why Charge set off both explosions, though. What did you do, Donald?
The same thing as Reeve at rank 4. You can hit up to 2 additional targets inside of 2 meters of Charge's impact point.
Well, sorry for doubting you earlier, Donald. Here I thought you were just a Charge and Nova meathead, but you actually know what you're doing.
If you go back and look at that first double explosion, you even see Dark Channel travel to the nearby trooper, priming it for the explosion that Nova caused. Maybe you were onto something when you picked that power, Joe.
See, we're 3 minds working together to create an insanely powerful Shepherd.
I still think it's completely insane that you're using the Shuriken right now, though.
Well, if Joe is going to pick Dark Channel, Charge, and Nova into his combat, then carrying the lighter guns will aid him. The Shuriken and Predator aren't worth the metal they were made from, but there are some really good heavy pistols and SMGs in the game.
Okay, now I'm actually interested to see how our gameplay turns out in the future.
Whoa, charging into a smoke screen is crazy.
I would watch that grenade if I were you.
I'm good, relax.
Donald, maybe it's just my bias since Joe was my vice president. But is he actually doing pretty decent here, or am I crazy?
Well, this is a hell of a lot better than his first episode of Mass Effect 2. It's not how I would be doing things, but I can't complain too much.
I told you guys I hit the training room. I've been putting hours in the Armax Arsenal Arena.
Joe, I haven't been able to get you into the Armax Arsenal Arena beyond that romance moment with Jack in the DLC. What the hell has come over you?
I don't know, it feels like a weight has been lifted knowing my time as president is coming to an end. Is this what it felt like for you, Barry?
It was definitely freeing knowing I could go back to playing Mass Effect instead of having to worry about my approval ratings.
Bro, exactly.
Hey, you guys are making my future occupation sound like it's going to suck.
You've been here once, Donald, and you decided to come back when you were given an out.
Low-key kind of wish I'd lost 2012 so I could call it quits early. Shit got real boring after about 2 years. That aside, you're actually starting to impress me, Joe.
Perhaps I treated the Vanguard class too harshly in older videos.
The constant chaining of explosions is going to go so crazy later on.
Wow, I'm actually a little disappointed that it's over.
Joe is finally starting to get that feel for combat, and on Insanity difficulty no less, he's come a long way.
No damn way this guy is going to perform better than he did in Mass Effect 2, which was supposed to be his game.
I don't know, maybe Mass Effect 3 is just piss easy. Did you think of that?
Yeah, we'll see how easy you think it is when you play Grissom Academy.
I mean, I'll be the first to say that Mass Effect 2 is a real bastard on Insanity, especially your first time around. Sure, Grissom Academy will smack the hell out of you, but that's just one mission. Plenty of people talk about Horizon, the Collector Vessel, and Dead Reaper as missions that will give you hell.
On that note, I've seen people talking about how they finally beat the trilogy on Insanity. Glad I'm not the only one just now doing it.
Congrats, you're just a little better than Joe.
Now let's be fair, Donald. Not everyone wants to get stun-locked on the Collector Vessel or Grissom Academy. Some just want to enjoy the story, and that's fine.
Yeah, I know, I'm a difficulty elitist. Crucify me if you must.
Though to give the Insanity players their flowers, according to Steam, only 3.4% of players have completed all 3 games on Insanity.
Which achievement has the lowest percentage?
That would be the one and only achievement for defeating the Spectre level opponents in the Armax Arsenal Arena. It's a challenge where you have to take on a mirror match against your Shepherd as various classes. Essentially, it's the clone fight from the end of the DLC.
I'll move up first.
Yeah, you go first, Caden. That way I'll get to laugh if you're reduced to Swiss cheese.
What kind of weak-ass bullets are those if they can't punch through the glass?
These must be the weakest cutscene bullets in the game. Let someone pull up with a Predator and we're cooked.
Stay in cover, Shepard.
Gee, thanks, Leo. You know I was just thinking of standing in front of the damn turret.
They really wanted to make sure you understood how to move in and out of cover.
Well, this is a first for Mass Effect, and thank God for that, because 2's cover system is incredibly stiff and uninspiring.
But I swear you almost never need to slide around the corner of cover like that.
I've used it from time to time.
The turret can't fire on us from here.
What kind of whack-ass turret is this? It doesn't turn in a complete 360 degrees.
Why would you ever need the turret to aim out this way? You'd risk shooting your side of the room.
Ooh, you're getting a little spicy, Joe.
Oh this damn smoke.
And there it is.
Okay, maybe a little too spicy.
One thing I gotta say is I really do hate those damn smoke grenades.
I won't fight you on that. They mess with my flow too.
That's 20 deaths for Joe. But as long as he dies fewer than 3 times his average will come down from 2.7.
Now I'm ready to cook.
I like what I'm seeing here.
This would be so fire if it weren't for the shitty-ass shuriken gun making that weak noise. You need a gun with a good, strong, and powerful noise to punctuate the end of your combos.
I'll find a good pistol and SMG combo, don't worry about it.
Yeah, well, me personally, I'm trying to get my hands on the Claymore.
Maybe Mass Effect 3 is your game after all.
You really think so?
Let's not get crazy. This is early game tutorial stuff. We all know what happens next time Joe plays.
I don't know, man. I'm starting to get a little nervous about the bet.
There is absolutely zero chance in hell he's beating the Academy without dying at all. Even I haven't done that.
First time for everything, I'll make it happen.
It's a bit late to shut down the cameras when we saw you smoke those 2 guys earlier and heard this entire conversation.
Miranda must have taken all the brains with her when she left. Should really disabled all the camera before beginning this operation.
We're completely locked out.
Not if we can find a short-range communicator, helmet to helmet.
And?
And we convince them that we're on their side. Tell them the Alliance forces have been taken care of.
Good idea. See what you can find.
Please, anyone could have thought of that.
So is Caden who you're going to be beefing with now that Legion is gone and now that you've stopped hating Garrus?
Well, you're the reason he's here, and I'm trying to be nicer to you, at least until
Commander,
episode 4.
I found
So Caden is going to have to suffice.
You could just try not beefing with anyone at all.
I could, but that would be boring, so I won't.
What have you got?
He's got a transmitter in his helmet. If I can...
Well, that guy could use some lotion.
No amount of skincare is going to fix that.
Well, even I can't defend the elusive man on this one. I guess my time being a Cerberus meat rider is over.
This is where your hard line is. None of the other stuff I've mentioned until now.
We all have our limits.
Yeah, but our limit was using Horizon as bait.
Is this what they did to you?
Gee, thanks for that, Caden.
We don't even look anything like this.
Shepard, I don't know what you are, or who. Not since Cerberus rebuilt you. For all I know, you could be their puppet, controlled by the elusive man himself.
God damn it, Caden, if we were in any way against you right now, both you and Liara would be dead.
I know this Vermeer survivor moment is pretty damn annoying, but the existence of the clone does lend their doubts some validity.
It does, but Caden over here doesn't know the clone exists, so screw him.
I'll continue being nice to him, even if I think this is pretty stupid.
But words won't convince you, will they?
Probably not.
I didn't think so. You were always stubborn.
Caden stubborn? He doesn't have enough of a personality to be stubborn.
If anyone was stubborn, it was Ashley.
Maybe we'll both get some answers. Hello, this is Delta Team. Anybody there?
Where the hell have you been?
Damn, good thing this wasn't Delta Team right here.
I wonder if this is a reference to James's unit from Fell Prime. They were called Delta Squad.
Roger that. Echo team will ride over and secure the station.
As usual, Commander Shepard is good at improvising.
Provided that they've communicated that Shepard is on Mars, this implies that these Cerberus troopers are dumb enough to believe that another one of their squads beat Shepard.
What exactly is the elusive man thinking, turning his people into husks?
Well, technically, they're not husks, they're something more. What Cerberus did with the remnants of the Collector base was create Reaper-grade neuronal implants, which enhanced human physiology.
I'm glad destroying the Reaper base made absolutely no difference to what Cerberus would be doing.
These soldiers would naturally be indoctrinated, but I guess they aren't being fully used by the Reapers at the moment.
I swear indoctrination only matters when they want it to.
To be fair, this is consistent with what happened to Paul Grayson. He goes through what I assume is the first of these experiments during the events of Mass Effect Retribution. He does display a level of control over himself, while still hearing the Reaper's whispers within his mind. The Cerberus enemies are indoctrinated and can definitely feel the Reapers.
Someone should have told the elusive man what happened to Saren when he got implanted with Reaper tech.
This does still beg the question how Grunt, who was built using technology from the Collectors, is somehow not indoctrinated.
My son is just built different.
Oh God, I'm panicking.
You know what to do, Joe.
I'm seeing some of that inconsistency start to creep back in.
Shut up, Donald, I'm good.
Pulling the shields off the Guardians is always pretty funny.
I like shooting them between the little slit for their eyes.
Wasn't there an achievement for that?
Yeah, for killing 10 of them with their shields up.
I feel like if I punch the f***ing ground behind them, they should fall over.
Joe, you're about to get clapped by one Guardian.
What the hell did he just shoot me with? My health almost vanished.
The Guardian smacked you with his shield, and they carry the M358 Talon. That heavy pistol that shoots like a shotgun.
Well, he can carry that shield to hell.
Joe, if you're not going to use a shotgun, at least use the Talon once we can get our hands on it.
I'll put it under consideration.
The Talon is fairly heavy, but it should work well for what Joe wants to do here.
Storm's getting bad. We better wrap this up quickly.
That storm has been getting bad for a while now.
Right on the other side.
That and a squad of angry Cerberus.
Is that a bomb?
I don't know, Joe. What do you think?
It's a good thing that bomb wasn't big enough to, kill us instead of just damaging the tram.
Donald, what guns are you planning to use? Or are you seriously only going to use the Claymore?
I will use whatever shotgun I can until I can get a Claymore.
You know how heavy that thing is, right? And it makes Vanguard even harder to use than normal.
You're not telling me anything I don't already know. Trust me, I know what I'm doing.
What about you, Barry? What guns do you want to use?
There are a lot of assault rifles and even some snipers that work well. I want to show that Vanguard isn't just a shotgun class.
Did he just ask how you got across?
I guess he didn't see me charge across the gap.
Maybe he couldn't charge us pretty quick. It probably looked like you teleported.
Has anyone figured out how fast biotic charge is?
Conceptually speaking, charge is very similar to the way faster-than-light travel is achieved. You envelop yourself in a mass effect field when you use charge according to the Mass Effect 2 description of the power.
Are you telling me we move faster than light?
No, of course not. We would need to travel far enough to accelerate to FTL. Also, Shepard would be torn apart if we did.
You really just had to destroy my dreams.
Does that mean charge gets faster the further you go?
Visually, at least it looks that way. I guess if you could charge indefinitely, you would eventually approach FTL, though as I said, Shepard would probably f***ing die if you did that.
Right away.
Grenade incoming, Joe.
Dude, what the f is with the enemies in this game and this Steph Curry level accuracy with the grenades?
That was a pretty far toss, too. I guess those Reaper enhancements aren't for nothing.
Dude, again?
The grenade and double smokes is crazy. They really want to kill you.
Well, all they're doing is making me more aggressive.
Pretty sure that's the intended purpose of the grenades. Though it would be nice if they didn't give the enemies a perfect throw on every occasion.
You're getting sloppy, Joe. Your lucky Vanguard is so goated.
I'm starting to feel tired.
Oh, come on. Less than an hour of intense combat and bro is cooked.
Holy f.
That guy just Goomba stomped you.
I like how you can still build up a sufficient charge when the guy is point blank in your face.
Well, this is the last fight of the episode for you, so just don't die.
Right away.
Is this guy okay?
Okay, maybe the Reaper enhancements aren't worth it, bro. It's trapped in an anti-gravity hypervortex.
Thank you for putting that one out of his misery, Joe. That was a pretty bad way to go.
I like it when they say, holy shit, Shepard.
Totally valid and understandable reaction to being on the wrong end of Shepard's gun.
About damn time we got some recognition in this galaxy.
And Liura is a perfect squad mate for Vanguard, combos for days.
Goddamn, those cryo explosions are the best.
You could even say they're cold.
God damn it, Joe.
I can't believe I'm saying this, but stick to the gaming. You're better at that than you are at telling jokes.
I'll take what I can get with you, Donald.
One last opponent for you, Joe. You can't mess this up.
Is that it?
Yup, all you're doing for the rest of the episode is finishing Mars and getting us through our first visit to the Citadel, so congrats. You managed to only die once this episode, bringing your average deaths down to 2.5.
Let's f***ing go, dude. Mass Effect 3 is my time to shine.
Calm down, old man. You're still dying 2.5 times an episode, and that is going to balloon by the next time you play.
We'll see about that, Donald. We'll just see. Isn't it kind of crazy that we have a beacon down here? Isn't that like illegal?
Well, the Asari didn't follow the rules, so why should we?
It's crazier that the plans to the Crucible just so happen to be on Earth's nearest neighbor. I know that's just the plot, but it's ridiculously convenient. Oh, look, it's our old boss.
So was that little hologram platform there to begin with? Or did he have that brought here specifically for this moment?
Don't think on it too hard, Joe. You'll fry your brain.
Elusive man.
Fascinating race, the Protheans. They left all this for us to discover, but we squandered it.
Don't look at us. We've only been here for like 30 years. Look at the Asari. They were literally built to lead the cycle.
What do you want?
What I've always wanted.
Another hit of nicotine?
The data in these artifacts holds the key to solving the Reaper threat.
You're right, it holds the key to destroying the Reapers.
Your people are turned into monsters.
Hardly. They're being improved.
Paul Grayson would probably disagree with this.
That's what separates us, Shepard.
Okay, hold on. He's looking at these Reaper schematics, right? So he can't really see us?
That would make sense. It's not like we're standing on our own platform.
But how did he know it was Shepard he was speaking to? And he even turned towards Liara when she raised her gun.
It's rule of cool, Joe. Stop breaking it down. You sound like Barack.
You're going to want to pick the middle dialogue option on the left there, Joe.
Why? Is that important or something?
The final confrontation with the elusive man requires you use either the Paragon or Renegade dialogue in each of your encounters with him. And those dialogue options are locked behind the investigation options on the left of the wheel.
Well, that's good to know.
This isn't your fight any longer, Shepard. You can't defeat the Reapers.
You willing to bet on that?
Paragon and Renegade consistency doesn't really matter in 3, right?
Not really. It's less about your morality and more about your reputation. So you can pick whatever you want without consequences.
I like how the solution to the nonsense of the morality system was to just unify both Renegade and Paragon.
I believe the idea with the reputation bar is that whether you're a nice guy hero type or an asshole is pretty much unimportant, as anything you're doing is in the name of stopping the Reapers.
Oh yeah, totally. I blew up the Alpha Relay and let the Quarians wipe out the Geth so I could stop the Reapers, totally.
You say that, but there are some cartoonishly evil things you can do in Mass Effect 3.
That's very true. And we'll talk about them when the time comes, but we will definitely not be doing them.
Not looking for your approval.
You sure wanted our approval when you needed us to stop the Collectors. Crazy how folks switch up.
An agent with a singular purpose. And despite our differences,
oh God, look who it is.
relatively successful.
Bro said relatively successful. Who the f is he comparing us to? Shepard and the squad were the first to make it through the Omega-4 relay and come back.
We're the baseline, and the elusive man replaced us with someone who is obviously below it.
Don't interfere with my plan, Shepard. I won't warn you again.
Oh, please, you're not going to do anything but sit in that odd-looking chair, light up a cig, and take a puff. That's all you've been doing since we met you. See, look at him, back on his ass again.
Gotta give Saren credit for one thing. He at least got up and got his hands dirty when the time came. The elusive man doesn't pull up until the end of the game.
It's local. Someone's uploading the information.
What the hell is Caden even doing back there? It took him this entire time to secure the perimeter.
Gotta admit, it's kind of crazy that the Vermeer survivor doesn't check this little cubby first thing.
You see, look at him, useless.
You know, Ashley gets knocked down like that too, right?
Yeah, well, she's not here because of you, but Caden is, so I'm going to make fun of him.
I respect your open admission to being biased, Donald.
Jesus Christ, what is that speed?
I see you trying to charge her, Joe. Give it up, it's not going to work.
Yeah, I guess that would make this chase scene impossible.
Funny enough, if you use adrenaline rush here, you can slow time down and catch up. But then Eva will just hit the jets and escape.
Where did this bot even come from?
Eva is presumably named after the elusive man's late friend, who was fatally wounded on Palaven by Ben Hislop, who was indoctrinated and killed her for trying to destroy a Reaper artifact.
I got you, bitch.
I told you it wouldn't work.
That's not going to stop me from trying.
I can always respect someone who will charge, even if it's futile.
I just choose to say that Eva is so fast that she's canonically outrunning Shepard. Also, fun fact, in the leaked script for Mass Effect 3, she's called the Fembot.
Yeah, the elusive man ain't slick. He made a female robot, put it in a skin-tight suit, and named it after his dead female friend. I know what kind of man he is.
I'm pretty sure Jack Harper and Eva weren't romantically involved.
Barack, they don't have to be for what I'm implying to be true.
He's got you there, Barry.
She's getting away. Damn it. James, Normandy, anybody.
We need someone to blow this shuttle up.
Looks like we got someone incoming.
I got this one.
Now, good fucking shit, Vega. Now you're popping off.
It's a good thing this crash didn't blow our shuttle up.
You know, the Kodiak has cannons. I guess Vega forgot about those.
Maybe he didn't want to risk damaging the data.
Well, crashing directly into the enemy shuttle was sure an interesting way of practicing caution.
It's all about style. Vega instantly made himself more interesting than Caden and Jacob.
Well, I don't know about you, but I'm not flying with Vega behind the wheel ever again.
Cut that landing a little too close there, James. Almost landed right on us.
Normandy's en route. They'll be
Is he brushing himself off, for we're the ones he almost crushed?
We need the data.
Well, don't worry, Liara. The data is coming to deliver itself to us.
Oh, so we're just doing Terminator now.
Isn't he supposed to be a biotic? Use your damn psychic powers.
All three of us are biotics, and we're all about to sit here and watch Caden get manhandled.
Caden, use your damn legs, kick her in the cooch.
Joe, I don't think doing that is going to do anything to a robot.
Dispose of him.
Yes, kill him and bring Ashley back.
Killing Caden here is not going to bring Ashley back from being reduced to ashes. Oh God, bad time to reload.
The reload being in slow motion, too, was interesting.
I hope the elusive man wasn't too attached to this robot because it's ours now.
Well, Caden is dead.
Shepard got tackled into a wall by a 700-pound Krogan without any body armor on and Mass Effect 2, and Caden was knocked unconscious, covered head to toe in armor.
Caden.
I guess Liara got hurt when Vega crashed the shuttle, which is why she didn't throw out Singularity.
The Reapers decided Mars was worth their time now that Shepard is here.
Vega, we actually need the robot's body up in Shepard's quarters, not in the med bay.
Donald, didn't you just get on the elusive man's case for that?
Yes, that's how I know what kind of man he is. I'm the same.
We have to leave the Sol system.
Kind of odd, we aren't being ran down by Reapers at the moment.
Come to think of it, how do we even make it out of the Sol system? Are the Reapers just leaving the mass relay unguarded?
Probably. I doubt they really care if a few people escape. The harvest is inevitable after all.
The confidence of the Reapers is their biggest weakness. They really should be trying to confirm Shepard's death.
Well, they tried that once, and all it did was make us come back angrier than ever.
The Reapers don't view Shepard as a serious threat, despite the fact that we've thwarted their plans twice now. Soon to be 3 times.
Bro, sounds like more of an AI than we do.
Edie, can you clear this up?
I'll do my best.
Did you get to the archives?
I was there. So was the elusive man.
I was worried Cerberus might try something.
How the hell did Cerberus even find out?
They were already in the same ruins as Liara was when she found out about the Mars archives, so probably from there.
It only took a few months to find the Crucible data. Imagine if everyone had taken Shepard and the Reaper threat more seriously earlier on.
The Reapers pull up and we just have the whole Crucible and Catalyst ready to go.
A scenario where everyone listens to Shepard would have some interesting ramifications on the Mass Effect universe. The Krogan wouldn't be able to negotiate a genophage cure, as the reason the Turians agreed with the cure was so the Krogan could help them save Peleven. This would probably result in the slow but inevitable extinction of the Krogan, as their numbers were dwindling even before the Reaper invasion. Unless Rex could somehow reform them in time to prevent it.
Crazy to think the Krogan not dying out is reliant on the Reaper invasion.
Udina would probably still be the counselor, as he'd have no reason to collude with Cerberus.
I don't know about that, Barack. I'd probably find some other reason to shoot Udina if he didn't give us a reason by joining Cerberus.
I can agree with that
I'll be
sentiment.
in touch soon. Hack it out.
Get used to hearing hack it out now that the guy's back to giving us side missions.
I think the most interesting thing in a scenario where everyone listens to Shepard is what happens with the battle between the Geth and Quarians. The Quarians attacked first and seemed to have the advantage, which is why the Geth turned to the Reapers for upgrades. If the Reapers aren't in the Milky Way, it's possible the Quarians would end up winning.
As if I didn't have enough reason to be upset with the Council for not listening to us. Now you go and tell me the bots could have been wiped out easily?
Seems like the Reaper invasion might have had some positives.
That sounds like some indoctrination talk, Sleepy Joe.
Yeah.
You're looking a little suspect.
I'm just saying it wasn't all bad.
Sure, the Krogan Geth and Quarians had some benefits, but literally billions of people across the entire Milky Way got completely cooked. So the negatives far outweigh the positive outcomes.
You didn't see what they did to Earth. How is one weapon supposed to stop them?
What are our options? You know we can't win this conventionally.
If we gave every single person on Earth a cane, we would have had the Reapers packed up within a month.
Barack, what the hell is with you and the cane?
Even if the cane were the solution, it takes too long to fire. A Reaper would just blast you with its laser, or land directly on top of you.
Not to mention that if Barack is the one firing the cane, he'd probably miss and blow up one of our allies instead.
That's if he doesn't blow himself up first.
So true, Joe, so true.
I swear to God, the two of you can only get along when you're making fun of me.
We don't get to all that often.
Well, we're back to the Citadel. I'm sure the Council will totally listen to us this time, right?
You couldn't get me to bet on that if my life depended on it.
I understand why the Reapers rushed Earth, and naturally going after the Batarians is always justifiable, but shouldn't they be showing up to take the Citadel by now?
They should, but you know the plot has to plot.
I suppose an explanation is that the Reapers would end up fighting the entire combined force of the Milky Way if they struck the Citadel.
They keep telling us the Reapers can't be beaten conventionally, so why is that a problem?
We can't beat them, but we can damn well make it hurt. It takes tens of thousands of years to create a Reaper. Just the fact that we destroyed Sovereign is a massive setback for them. Between the Reapers that are noted to be destroyed in the Codex, as well as the ones we destroy in the main game, the Reapers suffered some serious losses in Shepard's cycle.
It goes to show how the Reapers never fought a fair fight in previous cycles.
Barely got a pulse here. Move him out.
Hey, don't try too hard there, Doc. If you need to let him go, then let it happen.
Jesus Christ, Donald.
You know, Donald, a lot of our cool biotic combos are going to be reliant on Caden being with us so he can set up things with Reeve and Cryoblast.
We don't need Caden for that. Liara's right there, and we're going to grab Javik sooner or later.
Barry, I'm worried he's never going to change his mind on Caden.
I guess we'll just have to see what happens.
Got word you were arriving.
What's good, Bailey?
Captain Bailey, good to see you again.
Yeah, you too. Though it's Commander now.
Damn, they're making everyone a commander these days.
Did Bailey get demoted or something? He sounds unhappy about it.
No Bailey was promoted. He just hates the job he has now.
Bullshit and escorting dignitaries around.
Yeah, life was probably easier for him on the wards where he could take bribes from Elias
Here to
Kellum.
bring us to the Council.
I'm here to tell you the Council is expecting you, but they are dealing with their own problems with the war and everything.
Yeah, sure, as of right now, Thessia and Sir Kesh are completely fine.
Blah, 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 blah. Meet them here at Udina's office. They'll be ready soon enough.
All right.
You might have time to go by the medical center if you want to check on progress over there.
We don't have to do that.
Might do that.
Donald, we're going to visit Caden.
Well, actually, this visit to the Vermeer survivor isn't vital to their survival. You just have to make sure to visit them when they first wake up. And ideally again after they've recovered.
We're still going to see him.
I'm completely fine with that.
We've got a situation in the embassy quarters. We could use your help.
I'll be right there. The other half of my job. I'll see you around, Shepard.
Yep, take it easy, Bailey.
No doubt.
Some more old friends here.
Is that Dr. Michelle? Haven't seen her in a million years.
What a random character to bring back.
Michelle's purpose here is to replace Chakwas if she is killed on the collector base in 2.
Considering there's only one way for that to happen, I guess most people don't see her.
That's true. Plus, by default, in Mass Effect 3, Dr. Chakwas is alive.
Caden took the
Though funny enough, the rest of your crew from Mass Effect 2 is dead.
Default Mass Effect 3 sounds like shit.
Well, that's what happens when you skip 2 games in a trilogy.
Chakwas doesn't have to die for you to have Dr. Michelle on your crew instead. You just have to deny Chakwas's request to rejoin the Normandy to invite Michelle.
Is there even a benefit to doing that?
The Doctor was working in Alliance research and development in coordination with Admiral Hackett before we showed up. Leaving her, there will net you 10 points to your military strength in the war assets. Though Chakwas insists she's of more use on the Normandy as she's a field doctor, citing Eden Prime, the Battle of the Citadel, and defeating the Collectors as reasons she should rejoin.
Well, there's no sense in turning the good doctor away. I'm sure Michelle does a good job, but we stick him with the OG.
Your place is in Normandy's medbay, not some lab.
I couldn't agree more. You say the word and I'm with you.
Admiral Hackett will be fine without Chakwas.
Get your things. Docking bay D-24.
Yes, Commander. And thank you.
Good to have you back, Doctor.
Don't thank me so soon. Remember, Joker is still aboard.
And I'd be surprised if he's been remembering his medication.
I'm sure Edie has been taking care of that.
What is Dr. Michelle even like if she joins the Normandy?
She mostly does all the same stuff that Chakwas does. She'll perform the same examination on Shepard's cybernetics, broker a trade with the Turian named Tactus on the Citadel, and conversate with Engineer Adams when Morden occupies the Med Bay with Bakara. One change between the two of them is that after Garrus rejoins the team, Michelle will bring him some Turian chocolates. Adams will tease her about this, but Michelle insists that Garrus is just a friend.
Sure. Likely story.
I guess Garrus wasn't lying when he said he had pull.
Dr. Michelle does seem to dislike working on the Normandy compared to her clinic. She obviously can't go home and she's always on call, so it's definitely best if you just leave her where she was if you can help it. If she joins the crew, though, you'll be able to ask her about her family. She has a brother here on the Citadel who survives the eventual Cerberus attack thanks to the warnings. However, her parents are on Earth in Geneva. She claims the news isn't good.
Yeah, I'd imagine any kind of news coming out of Earth right now isn't good.
And fair warning to anyone who may not be aware, if you neglect to talk to Dr. Michelle or Chakwas before the Cerberus attack, neither one of them will be here at the hospital any longer. You'll have missed them.
Right, I forgot this game is full of timed events.
Yep, we're going to want to pay attention to these things.
Speaking of which, we need to talk to Thane, too.
Oh, actually, Thane will be unavailable for now.
What do you mean, why?
You'll see in a couple minutes he's been relocated for the time being.
Keep up the good work, Doctor.
You too, Commander.
All right, Joe. If you'll just walk straight to the last room on the right there and look through the window.
If this is a jump scare, I'm going to fight you.
Oh, cool, he's actually spending time with his son.
A lot of things were moved around or added to the Citadel hub as a part of the diversification mod to make things seem more alive, and so we don't get literally every discussion all at once. For example, Citadel Honor Diplomat, the mission where we meet with Kasumi again, has been moved to after the Citadel coup instead of after Palaven, because the pre-Cerberus attack part already has a lot of missions.
I can't believe I have to wait that damn long to see Kasumi.
Don't know if you can hear me. But since you can't tell me to get the hell out either, I'm gonna take my chances.
So are we going to ignore how f***ing shredded Caden is?
I wasn't going to say anything about it, but if you must, Donald.
I mean, f*** the guy, he's boring as hell, but goddamn.
You can't say the Alliance doesn't train its people to be the best of the best.
It reminded me you're a hell of a soldier.
It's a little weird that neither Ashley nor Caden are ever offered N7 training.
Well, Ashley makes sense. She couldn't even get a proper promotion until she helped save the entire galaxy.
I wouldn't be surprised if Caden had little interest in special training services after his time at Bot.
Come on, Caden. Fight.
Or don't, I don't really care which.
And that's an order.
Oh man, they really went all in with making Mass Effect cheesy.
So when are we going to see Thane?
He'll be back in his original position after Priority Palaven. Joe, go stop by James for a second.
Wait, he's not normally over here.
Bro, these mods are going to trip me up.
Neither of them? I mean, there must be something.
Nothing for Emilio Vega or Josh Sanders.
So who are these people? I'm guessing Emilio is someone related to James.
Emilio Vega is James's uncle, and Josh Sanders is his father. James does come to the Citadel looking for information on both of them in the base game, but we don't actually see that conversation with the embassy clerk. I believe that is cut content that was restored in the Take Earth Back mod.
This one has seen the casualty projections. They anticipate that 1 billion will die by the end of the month.
Well, this is new too.
All those years wasted bickering with the Terminus systems.
Don't worry, we'll get the Terminus on our side sooner or later.
We're kind of glossing over the fact that Guy said 1 billion will be dead in a month.
Who the hell is this?
Commander.
We're supposed to be greeted by a beautiful Asari.
Yes, one of the mods, I think its diversification replaces the Asari with a human. If memory serves, Sari is an actual character from the Mass Effect Retribution novel. She was Udina's assistant there too.
Udina is the chairman of the council?
More mod shenanigans, it's because Donald killed the original council.
That's more vindication that my decision was sound.
Anyway, meet the new counselors. Irissa is the Asari. Ishiel is the Solarian, and Quintus is the Turian. As you might expect, if you start Mass Effect 3 without importing a save, the original council will be dead, and you'll meet these three.
We need your help. Everything you can spare.
Earth may be suffering, but our worlds are falling too. The Turians have lost Tatris.
The Turians are already under attack?
Yeah, but you'll have to wait until next time for that story.
I remind you that the last time we fought the Reapers, Shepard sacrificed the Council to protect human interests.
Yeah, and I'm about to do it again if you all don't shape up.
Because we followed Shepard's lead.
Houdini, I haven't forgotten how you tried to screw us in the first game.
You know it's bad when Joe is able to remember what you
If
did.
we throw everything we have at the Reapers on Earth and lose, what then?
I really hate the framing of this conversation. We are not asking the Council to help us liberate Earth from the Reapers. We want them to help us gather resources to build the Crucible to stop the Reapers.
Prothean.
Aren't female Solarians supposed to be rare?
Yes, 90% of the species is male. It's odd to find a female of the species off one of their worlds. Female Solarians are typically closed off from the outside world out of respect. They're known to be dynasts and political kingpins.
And intricate.
The Solarian counselor sounds
The
interested.
Protheans were wiped out by the Reapers. Clearly, the weapon is flawed.
And the Asari one is a goddamn
There was a
moron.
missing component here, something referred to only as the catalyst. But they ran out of time before they could finish building it.
Do you believe in this, Shepard? After what you've seen of the Reapers?
I mean, it's either we f***ing believe in it or we all get ready to die.
This conversation is pretty annoying. No one else is offering any other kind of plan.
I haven't always agreed with Udina. He's right about this.
They got us over here siding with Udina.
Now more than ever. The Reapers won't stop at Earth. They'll destroy every organic being in the galaxy if we don't find a way to stop them.
Which is exactly what we told your predecessors, but they didn't listen. And you three are proving yourselves to be just as incompetent.
The Council cannot give Earth the military support it needs. Our own planets must come first.
Oh my fucking God, why are we stun-locked on saving Earth? Help us build the fucking superweapon.
Secure our own borders. We may be able to aid you.
You can't secure your borders against the Reapers. That's
Honesty
fruitless.
is all I can offer, Commander. I will not make a promise of rescue that I cannot keep.
I'm starting to wish we just grouped up Shepard, the squad mates, and all the important members of the crew and joined the Andromeda Initiative and left the rest of the Milky Way to get f***ed.
I hate to say I told you so. Actually, who am I kidding? I love doing that. But Ashley was completely right about the Council. Even when it's three different people, these clowns have their heads up, whatever their alien equivalent to an asshole is.
At this point, I'm starting to wonder if the galaxy is worth saving. Maybe we let Liara's time capsule do all the heavy lifting for the next cycle.
I mean, clearly the next cycle is better than us. They actually heeded the warnings.
Commander.
Oh God, please be better than your predecessor.
I actually recall this guy being more chill than Sparatus.
Quintus is definitely less antagonistic toward Shepard. Though if Sparatus were here, we'd get the opportunity to throw his annoying ass air quotes back at him.
We can still do that. We'll just go find his grave and do it there instead.
Reapers attacked. We don't know if he's alive.
Oh, he definitely isn't.
I feel like if anyone goes missing during this war, you might as well count them as dead.
Without being detected.
As usual, we're the ones doing favors in the
You want me
end.
to rescue his ass in the hopes he considers helping Earth?
Put bluntly, yes. I shouldn't even be telling you about it. But we need Fedorian alive, and your ship can get him.
You guys really should have built your own Normandy, too. You did help build the first one.
One with the power to grant you what you're looking for.
While the Reapers ravage Earth.
Your counselor was right. We need to work together. This is the best way to get that.
Okay, I think I like this guy. What if we just kill Sparatus and spare the other two original counselors?
Sounds good to me.
Largest moon. Get in and out undetected, and he'll take care of the rest. Good luck, Commander. You're gonna need it.
At least one of the counselors extended some kind of olive branch. The other two seem fine with letting the Reapers win for free.
It's literally only because the Turians are engaged with the Reapers. Sure, Kesh and Thessia are going untouched at the moment.
Man, I know the entire Milky Way is going to be mad as hell when they realize the Solarians didn't get anything worse than a little invasion from Cerberus.
Well, that went well.
Well, about as well as it could have when you're talking to a counselor.
Speaking of which, you should talk to Udina before we leave.
Normally, I'd never want to do that, but I guess it can't hurt. He was on our side for once in his life.
The Council. All I can think is that the more things change, the more they stay the same.
Bro, I killed the original three, and now you're the chairman of the whole thing, and you still don't have any pull? This is why I picked Anderson.
I've high-key always hated that choosing Anderson meant f*** all in the end.
To be honest, they never really committed to the idea of a Counselor Anderson. In Mass Effect Ascension, they briefly mention that Anderson is in the running to be the first human counselor, and that he's a very important person. But by the time of Retribution, Udina has fully become the counselor, and Anderson is his assistant until he quits.
Well, in fairness, Anderson does make it clear that he's not exactly a fan of being a counselor.
Bro's probably happier on the ground dodging Reaper lasers than he would be up here on the Citadel.
Armed. Work on the Prothean device will be around the clock.
Thank God humanity really is the MVP of the Reaper War.
That is constant news. All of it bad. The Reapers are destroying satellites in the old nuclear missile silos.
Okay, crap, our big red button is going to be useless.
We have a handful of quantum entanglers spread out over the continents. All other communication is cut.
Back to communicating via snail mail.
What's your read on the counselors? Any angles I could pursue?
Counselor Irissa is not like her predecessor. She is colder. If she has her hand on your throat, she will squeeze.
Don't you threaten me with a good time.
Good Lord, Donald.
Bro, she sucks. And Tivos is better looking anyway.
A blue beauty is a blue beauty.
Frankly, it's good Quentius spoke with you. His home world is in the most trouble, and he's looking for a way out. That speaks opportunity.
Did you know a lot of people on Earth?
Many. It's monstrous to think of them being snuffed out.
Sorry to break the news to you, but they're cooked.
Arcturus. I must have known most of the Alliance Parliament on a first-name basis.
Yeah, all those guys are gone. Reduced to dust.
To track all their birthdays and anniversaries. Rose garden stuff, but to have it all gone.
Well, at least you don't have to worry about getting a dozen gifts every year anymore.
You're a Citadel counselor. Don't you have options when the others
Being the
block you
chairman
like this?
means nothing.
With Parliament destroyed and Shastri gone, I have more power than any human in history.
Wait, this guy is the most powerful human in history now.
Udina is definitely up there. There aren't too many other humans that carry as much authority as he does right now. Admiral Hackett is the top-ranking official of the Alliance, so he's pretty much in charge of all the ships in space.
Anderson would be proud.
Admiral Anderson is running things on Earth. Udina, as the counselor, would be in charge of interspecies affairs and organizing the colonies. Though interestingly enough, when Hackett officially reinstates Shepard, they also join this group of humans with the most power in history. As the only person we're really obligated to answer to is Hackett himself.
We're also a Spectre, so we're outside of Alliance chain of command anyway.
That's true, but if you're asking me if I want to follow the Council's orders or Hackett's, I'm picking Hackett's orders every day of the week.
Yes, I imagine it's a calculated gamble. They'll tell themselves they can betray the Reapers at any time. But apparently the elusive man is unfamiliar with proverbs. He who rides a tiger can never dismount.
What the f does that mean?
It means it's easier to keep engaging in something that's dangerous than it is to try to quit.
Complete opposite of their cause.
I should go.
I'll be here.
All right, Udina, we'll shoot you. See you later.
There is no anti-humanity conspiracy.
Oh, damn, my fist just curled involuntarily.
I guess all three of us are getting our chance to deal with Kalisa.
You're obviously going to follow my lead here, right, Joe?
I don't know. I haven't decided yet. Depends on how annoying she is this time.
I feel it worth pointing out that if you go easy on Kalisa, you'll get war assets from her.
Don't listen to him, Joe. Bro is obsessed with the numbers.
I'm just going to go with the vibes.
Well, I'm camping out until I'm granted an audience.
Fine. I hope you brought a sleeping.
Considering Bailey has openly talked about beating suspects during interrogation, I'd say Kalisa got off lucky here.
Commander Shepard? Commander, humanity has questions.
Well, she better tread lightly because Shepard isn't known for practicing so much restraint.
See, you're keeping the peace.
Yeah, I feel like a glorified doorman.
I'm guessing the pay isn't worth it.
Most people would see it as a move up.
Wedged in here with all the stuffed shirts? I'd rather be back down on the streets.
You know, it's kind of funny that Bailey isn't bringing up how you killed that Turian Barak.
Well, Joram Taylid wasn't exactly a sympathetic figure, least of all to humans.
The fact you shot him just to teach Donald a lesson was crazy.
Hey, it worked, didn't it?
No, it didn't. I don't know what you're talking about.
Donald, you literally called Joram Taylid a Turian and not a bird.
You've also continuously referred to Garrus by his name.
No need to deny it, Donald. You're a changed man.
I will literally drop every Turian slur possible next episode if you guys don't knock it off.
Politicians are the weeds of the galaxy.
I feel a little under attack here.
Yeah, I didn't think that was what Shepard would say when I picked that.
He's right, though. Politicians are the weeds.
Donald, you are literally a politician.
Don't lump me in with the rest of you.
Bro, you can't sell yourself as an outsider anymore. You've been the president once, and you're about to do it again.
Is talking to Bailey worth the trouble?
You know he's going to say yes to that.
There's no harm in speaking to Bailey. I'm pretty sure we completely neglected to do it last game.
It's more like you completely neglected him, Barak. You're the one that played the Citadel episodes.
Yeah, he's become an even bigger shot around here. Got a lot of ambition.
Too much ambition, in fact. It's going to end up getting him killed.
Conspiring against the council and had me investigate.
I went over this before, but what Bailey is describing occurs in Mass Effect Inquisition.
So he never really found out if he was guilty, right?
Yes, according to Bailey, Palin was completely caught off guard by the accusations and that he was acting strangely. Udina writes this off as the behavior of a man who's been caught guilty.
You got loved ones out there?
Somewhere. Ex-wife I lost track of.
We've all got one of those.
No, we don't.
And a son and daughter. They're still on Earth.
I got some bad news for you, Bailey.
This is actually kind of sad.
Yeah, and
Bailey's vacation to see his kids had to be postponed due to his promotion to commander, so he probably hasn't seen either of his children in a while.
Everyone is just losing family in this game.
Well, at least Bailey isn't a terrible dad. Nice breath of fresh air.
Well, compared to where you're coming from, sure. But the war is being felt everywhere.
Yeah, that tends to happen during galactic extinction events. Too bad the Council won't listen again.
Must have you doing somersaults.
Yeah, already allocated the bulk of my men to customs, but we're still overtaxed, cataloging and processing them all.
Well, there's only one thing you can do, build a wall.
Donald, we're in space. That's not going to work.
You'll never know if you don't try.
I'm pretty sure closing the Citadel's arms will suffice.
The Council is in constant session. We got more ambassadors and dignitaries here than ever before pleading their cases. But that's just the tip of the iceberg, really.
Is the Citadel gearing up for war?
We can't even convince the Council to help build a weapon. Hell no, it's not gearing up for war.
That have gone down act like they're safe. Well, I guess it's not just human nature.
Ignorance is bliss, as the saying goes.
Ignorance won't be so bliss when a Reaper laser fries you and leaves nothing but a scorch mark.
It gets better, Bailey.
Yeah, if it ever gets better.
Mother, did she?
Her shuttle left.
Oh, cool, another new conversation.
Who in the hell are these two?
The man on the left is Dominic Osoba, the human ambassador who replaces Udina when he becomes counselor.
Did anyone else just see that guy materialize out of nowhere?
Yeah, that was weird, but anyway. The guy on the right is his son, Bilal.
Oh, wait, I remember what mission this leads to.
When do you leave?
Soon. We're heading out to the colonies.
Kind of awkward that we're just standing here listening to a clearly personal father-son conversation.
Close to their chests. Father,
I know. Your mother and I will be here when you return.
Ooh, I got bad news for you.
No spoilers, they'll figure it out in due time.
All right, let's talk to Kalisa.
Commander Shepard. Commander, the people of the Alliance have questions.
I'm starting to second guess this.
Just talk to her, Joe.
Commander Shepard, Kalisa been seen in Al-Jalani. Isn't it true that you were on Earth when the Reapers attacked? How do you justify?
May God grant me the strength to stay my hand.
Okay, don't hold back. Take her out, Joe.
The best we can expect from the Alliance?
You goddamn coward.
I'm proud of you, Joe.
Didn't seem like it was worth it.
Though funny enough, if you swing on Kalisa, she will duck Shepard's first swing and knock you on your ass if you don't hit the second Renegade react. If you do hit it, you'll headbutt her instead.
Kalisa, we're doing everything we can.
Before they cut the feeds, there were so many dead.
Well, she's actually coming off as sympathetic here.
Took a Reaper invasion for her to not be a rabid dog.
But I need your help. Keep asking the hard questions. Don't let the Council forget about Earth.
Please, for the love of God, go bother the Council and not Bailey.
Thank you, Commander.
That ended well.
You may be a violent thug, but I'm glad you're on our side.
No, Donald is a violent thug. Joe and I handled you peacefully.
I will not be apologizing for previous actions.
We did miss out on 5 bonus war assets from Kalisa, because Donald knocked her teeth in during Mass Effect 1, though.
Sucks to suck.
Liara told me the Council's not interested in helping us.
Yeah, welcome to the squad, Vega. Get used to the Council not helping us.
Why would they? Look at this place. There's no war here.
There will be sooner or later.
About it. They're talking about it, but they don't really believe it.
Yeah, well, people love to talk about impending doom as if it's not happening, you know, until your porch is underwater. Or in this case, a Reaper is blowing up your city.
It's not right. It looks pretty, calm and peaceful. But it's not right. It's all
Bro's getting all philosophical.
It was peaceful. Once.
Legit, the first time we came to the Citadel, we had a big battle in the wards during our investigation of Saren. Not peaceful about this place.
I think James might have just been talking about the Presidium.
Even then, there was a massive Geth invasion 3 years ago.
They're in for a rude awakening. Every species will fall, one by one, if they don't work with us.
Well, I guess I can't blame the Council too much. Right now, only the Batarians have fallen, so I wouldn't be in a rush either.
Donald, the Codex entry calls it the fall of Earth. We're cooked too.
By now, Washington, D.C. has probably been reduced to a glass table.
Well, as long as it doesn't happen while I'm there, it's not my problem.
Convincing these pendejo politicians to help us. And I'm up for it. Whatever it takes. Glad to hear it. I'm gonna head down to some of the lower levels where they keep it real. You got some spare time? You should come and find me. Maybe I'll do that. What's going on here?
Whoa, hello, I don't remember Diana looking like this.
I like this look a lot more. What mod is this?
This is the Diana Allers Overhaul mod. It offers a new appearance for Diana, one I find to be more professional looking than that weird-looking dress she has on in the vanilla version of the game.
It also helps that she doesn't look like she's made out of plastic.
Joe, I was going to tell you to tell Diana to get bent, but if this is how she's going to look for the duration of the game, I want her around.
I'm down for that.
Diana being around does bring us some additional war assets. Since we lost 5 from Donald hitting Kalisa, we could use Diana here.
What use does she even bring, though?
I covered this once before, but Diana is a war correspondent. It was a real role that saw use in the World Wars. I know people would have much preferred Emily Wong join us, and trust me, I'm with you on that. But Diana is technically more suited for the job.
My problem with Diana isn't so much that she isn't Emily Wong. It's more that her inclusion in the game was obvious pandering to game reviewers.
I can agree with that. Her addition was very inorganic. But she's here now, and we might as well make the most of it.
Man, her outfit is really nice. Whoever modded this one was in their bag.
Oh, look, more mod shenanigans.
Good eye, Donald. This is the Normandy crew preparing for takeoff. You can have a look around if you want, Joe.
Man, I love this extra detail. Now I see why you gas up Mass Effect's modding scene, Barry.
I'm just glad you made it back in one piece.
I was lucky. We sacrificed a lot of good people.
I believe these 3 are talking about the battle at Arcturus Station.
We would have lost 4 fleets instead of 2.
5. Lindholm's fleet barely escaped without being decimated. You think that would have happened if the others were lost?
You think I care about speculation? We just lost over a quarter of the fleet in one battle. We can't keep taking these kinds of losses.
They should just be glad they're on the Normandy. The power of the plot will protect them.
If you stop and look for a second, you'll see Samantha, too.
And they really thought of everything.
I think you're bothering her.
Whoops, my bad. I must be staring.
Great first impression, Joe.
All right, let's finally get on to the Normandy.
Oh, hell not the damn dreams.
Barry, was there really no way to remove the dreams?
Just let this play out. Trust me, you're in for a surprise.
Shepard. Is that my beautiful Ashley Williams?
Screw that. I can hold them off. Go back and get Alenko. You know it's the right choice, LT.
Well, hold on a second. This is different.
Wow, for once I'm happy to see Caden.
Holy fucking shit.
Bro, what is this mod?
Welcome to Dreams Remade, boys. Sit back and watch the show.
Okay, now I feel really bad about killing Ashley.
As you damn well should, you goddamn rat.
And there goes Caden, too.
Okay, whoa, I wanted him to die, but not in Shepard's arms like this.
I guess he doesn't feel too good.
God damn it, Quill sold again.
See, this is what makes the Mass Effect modding community something special. It would have probably been real easy to just remove these dreams. There was a mod for shorter dreams in the original version of Mass Effect 3. But the Dreams Remade mod enhances things by making the dreams actually good and personal to Shepard's journey.
All right, but it looks like they forgot to remove the kid.
Just let it play out, Donald. You'll see how good things get.
Well, you can consider my interest piqued.
You can tell this is a dream because of how f***ed up his running is.
Wait, hold on, it's Anderson. All right, this is starting to scare me a little.
Oh, I know what that glow means.
Holy f***ing shit.
Now this is one hell of a nightmare.
And this is why I'll blaze the Mass Effect modding community until the day I die.
If the other 2 dreams are even half as good as the first one, this mod is a 10 out of 10.
I gotta put some respect on it. That just elevated one of the worst parts of Mass Effect 3 to being one of the best.
You guys should really peep the N7-day mod showcase. A lot of good stuff in there, especially those of you who play on PC.
Forwarding the Turian Counselor information on the Prothean device. It can't be built without Council support, But he's not budging until their Primarch is safe.
Just another opportunity for me to prove humans are superior to the Turians.
all right?
I mean the birds.
Bro is literally fighting himself to stay hateful of the aliens.
I didn't get what you'd call a good night's rest.
There's more to it than that, isn't there?
What isn't bothering Bard and Joe Shepard at this point? The Council won't listen to us again. The elusive man is selling out the entire galaxy, and we have no idea where Tali is.
Heavy on not knowing where Tali is. Like, I know she's busy, but not even an email? We could be dead by now.
Tali is just confident that we'd survive the Reaper's attack on Earth. It's called having faith.
They'll come around. They've got to.
I suppose so. It's either come around or die.
Commander Shepard, I'm Specialist.
Hello, Samantha. Sorry about making you feel uncomfortable earlier.
I thought you were alone.
I was just leaving.
Well, she's cute.
Yeah, don't even start Donald. You'd be barking up the wrong tree.
R&D. I was part of the team retrofitting the Normandy after you turned it over to the Alliance.
And now you're our new Kelly. Welcome aboard.
I like Kelly, but that's an insult to Sam. She does a lot more than tell us when we have emails.
That's not fair. Kelly also feeds you fish and you can romance her.
I feel like you care more about that second thing than you do the first one.
Maybe, maybe not. You won't catch me admitting you're right, though.
The ship's in line with Alliance regs now, and it has new, top-of-the-line quantum entanglement communicators. In fact, Admiral Anderson had intended to use the Normandy as his mobile command center.
That's no longer an option.
Man, Anderson is just straight up not allowed to lead on the Normandy at all.
It is funny that both Normandies were supposed to go to Anderson, and his student got put in charge of him instead.
For as long as you need me, that is. They only sent me here to oversee the retrofits.
Well, you're kind of critical to some of the plots, Sam, so we'll be keeping you.
Testing, and Specialist Trainer has been extremely effective during installation. I would prefer that she remain.
Got it, Edie.
Consider it done.
Wait, since when does a virtual intelligence make requests?
Edie's an AI, fully self-aware.
That means she's been fully aware of how much you've been lusting for her.
Well, with that voice, can you really blame her?
Not at all. In fact, she's 100% valid.
Thanks, Edie, and I apologize for all those times I talked about how...
Oh, Trainer, I know you said a lot more raunchy things than how attractive Edie's voice is.
The girl is down horrendous, and her female shepherd romance is proof of it.
Commander.
We're finally at the end of our premiere episode of 3.
About time I'm starting to come down.
I knew you were on something.
All of my medication is prescribed. I don't want to hear it.
It is worth pointing out this is the longest episode in the series thus far. And for Joe, no less.
Well, good, his last episodes of 2 were on the shorter end.
I'm just glad I managed to only die once this episode.
That's very true. I'm impressed with you so far, Joe.
Save your words of praise for me. I'm going to go crazy next episode. I'll show everyone what a proper Vanguard looks like.
I'll believe it when I see it.
So far, it's been a whole lot of yapping from you, Donald. You better not disappoint.
I expected Joe to doubt me, but your lack of faith is deeply disappointing, Barack.
I'm just saying, I've never seen you play Mass Effect 3.
Gather everything and everybody you can for the cause.
What about the Prothean device?
Find me people who can help build it, and if you can't, I'll take ships, soldiers, supplies, whatever you can get.
It's going to take a whole lot of planet scanning to get all that stuff.
Yeah, a lot of that will be done off screen. I don't think we need to subject the viewers to it. There are some things in the Expanded Galaxy mod that will probably be shown.
It ever is, we pool all our resources. Think of it as a giant armada for delivering the device, when the Reapers are most vulnerable. The stronger you can make that armada, the better the chances of punching through.
We'll get it done, Admiral, even if we have to drag the Council kicking and screaming.
And if they don't listen, I'll just blow them up again.
We'll just have to hope Anderson and what's left of the Alliance forces can hold out until we've dealt with the enemy.
I understand.
Good.
Well, we can count on Anderson.
Commander. I'll be expecting regular updates on your progress. Hack it out.
And now the boys and I will be out too. This was a great start to the first episode.
Come on, you guys got to admit I did better than you expected.
Don't admit anything. It'll go to his head, and God knows he doesn't have the capacity for anything up there right now. But make sure you tune in next time, because I, number 47, will be popping off on Vanguard at last.
Bro, you are not Agent 47.
You heard the man. You all stay safe out there, drink plenty of water, get some sleep, and we'll catch you on the next one.